So to date, you know a lot of stuff already. The basics. The first part of that section is called ITN, Introduction to Networks. So you know what a network is, the different component of a network. You know that, you know the various component. So please take this break to go through chapter 1 to 12. And yeah, so you know all these things. You know different type of networks. You know the switch, MAC address table, and all this stuff. How to configure a name, banner, and all this stuff. You know the different mode. So all these things is in chapter 2.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So today we continue with chapter.
I got it. Oh, sorry.
Okay, chapter 11. So what we did last time, so the OSI model, layer 3 is the network layer, and we deal with IP addresses, and it's the router. So here we deal with the router, layer 3. Layer 2 is the switch. Anything we do with the switch is layer 2. Layer 1 is everything related to the cabling, the media, wireless or network cables. We found it in the physical layer, layer 1. Layer 2, anything related to the switch, MAC address table and configuring the names and all this stuff. Layer 3 is the network layer, the router. We deal with IP address. So for IP address, we have two. That will, so chapter 11, I'm sorry. Chapter 11 is IPv4. And next week, Wednesday, we do the last one, IPv6. Then we stop there. Anything else here is only some theory. So we could continue next time. So at least this one is, I can say you know almost 20% of the whole training. So chapter 11, I don't know what chapter 11 is. What's that? I was not there. Why she went up like that? Yeah, so this is a router. And the next time we'll be meeting at Cape Town Science Center. I'll bring again this equipment. So a router is also a computer. It means what? It has a RAM, it has a motherboard, it has a CPU, the fan, anything we have in a laptop, we also have it here. So it has CPU, it has also an operating system. So if we ask you what's the name of the operating system in a router or switch, what are you going to say? You go for a job interview, question number 1, what is the name of the operating system in a router or a switch? What are you going to say?
Can you come back with the question?
Yeah, no problem. It's open to anyone. Sorry, you were saying?
I said, can you come back with your question?
No, it's here. What's the name of operating system in a router or in a switch?
Uh,
Yeah, some of them they use Cisco iOS. Yeah,
So what
others
else?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure.
That's the very first question when you job interview. If you don't know that, if you stop the interview, it means there is no need to continue. Because it's the basics. It's like and they ask you what's your name, and you don't know your name. What else we can do again? Nothing. So you are a network engineer. You should know what is. I'm not going to tell you. Please tell us, and then we continue. You can Google it. Huh? I'm not there to see. You can Google it. It's very, very important to know. That's why for the homework, I'm going to give you maybe 50 questions. You need to work on it and send to me. It will help you to do your revisions.
There is Cisco Extreme and Sonic operating systems for the routers and switches.
What did you say?
Cisco the Cisco Extreme OS, Extreme X OS, and Sonic. Those are the three main operating systems for routers and switches.
Okay, so in a router, it's called iOS, Inter Networking Operating System. So that's a very, very first question to, because if you put CCNA in your CV, because CCNA is international, everyone knows the content. So if you say you know CCNA, we're going to test you. See? So the operating system running in a switch or a router is called iOS, or Internet Working Operating System. You see? It's like the Windows 10 or the Windows 11 for a switch or a router. It also have a RAM. So you guys, you did IT Essentials, no? Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm not going to check inside the router. It's something that we'll check a bit later. Okay, which one we'll do a bit later. What's the most important is you're also on a router. Okay, the day we meet physically, I'll show you the component. But sorry, you can already check in AutoCAD. You'll find this component, and you should know each of these components. So that the day I bring the equipment, you should identify them physically. Okay, so what we did last time, yeah, we did sorry, IP addressing. We did see that any device in a network to communicate need two addresses, the physical address or MAC address. Can never change. We did that many times. Managed by a switch, the logical address or IP address, and then you can change like your cell phone number. Then for in the logical address that is managed by the router, IP addresses, we have two types, IPv4 and IPv6. This is an example of IPv4. This is an example of IPv6. You can check that. Okay. And you know your OSI model. This one also you must know by heart. Layer one is physical layer, anything related to the media, cabling, wireless. Layer number two, the data link layer, anything related to a switch, MAC address table, MAC address, how a MAC address is, the hexadecimal, binary, all these things. Now what we're doing layer three, network layer, anything related to a switch and to a router, IP addresses. When we resume next year, we'll finish session, we'll do transport, session, presentation, and application. You see. So IPv4, we did see that we have three classes, class A, class B, class ABC. And you should know how to identify a class A, class B, class C. And when you have your device, your PC or your laptop, your printer, it needs an IP address. It's like a cell phone number. If you don't have a cell phone number, who can call you? No. So to assign IP address, you can yourself as a network engineer manually enter it. We call it static IP. Or the devices can get automatically via another device called the DHCP server. If you don't know what DHCP, Google it, YouTube. We did that in IT Essentials. An IT guy, IT engineer always does some research. Always. And when you find something, you must document it. You see, the same way I'm doing here. I did document everything. So for me, it's clear for me to teach you quickly. Instead of going in NetAcad, we have 200 pages. With this one, it's clear, it's neat, and you go straight to a point. You see. So I do document my stuff, which is, you see. So please try to do that also. Job interview, we can ask you what is a DHCP server. You should know. Now, when you have an IP address, we are separated in two groups. Private. We did that last time. I'm just doing some revisions. We have public address that we can use to go to the internet. We say it's routable. Sorry, the router can use it to communicate on the internet. Now, private IP, we cannot go to internet. The router cannot use that number to go to internet. It's only for classroom or for practicals, you see, to play around. So for each class A, B, C, class A, you should know the range of public IP and private IP. Class B, you should know the range public IP, private IP. Class C, you should know the range and the range. So when you have a private IP and you cannot go to internet, but you need to go to internet, you can find a plan B to do that. We call it NAT, Network Address Translations. It means you're going to find a way to change that private IP to a public to go to internet. This one we'll do at the CCNA3. Remember, this training is international. It's the same training in America, Canada, Europe, China, Russia, everywhere. So when you get your certificate, your knowledge, you can work anywhere in this world. Also, we have something called subnet mask. It's a number to identify in which network that IP belongs to. You see, if you have an IP, it always comes with a subnet mask. You can say /24 or 24 ones. If you convert these 11 ones in decimal, you get this. You see. And I did send you my file. You have it. So there is no. So guys, please study. It will help you. Now, what's the most important in the IP in IPv4 is called, okay, definition. What is the IP address? With 3 classes. So to identify which class, class A, the first block is in this range. For class B, to identify a IP, you take the first block and you check if it falls in this range, then it's class B. For class C, you check the first block. If it falls in this range, sorry, it's a class C. So for your homeworks, I'll give you a lot of stuff and you need to classify. There is a special IP, 127.0, is called a loopback address. It's an address to test if your own network card is working properly. To test if your SIM card is working properly, you ping that IP. If you don't know, do some research. Loopback address in Google or YouTube. Public address, private address. So private address for class A, any IP in that range 10.0 to 10. Any IP for class A starting with 10 is a private. You cannot use to go to internet. You can use to play in a classroom in a lab. For class C, this is the range for private. For class C, this is the range. You see. You can also check this one again. Very important, guys. Okay, so after that, we did all that last week. Subnet mask. So when an IPv4 is assigned to a device, or when you get your number, your cell phone number, we need to know that number. Is it for Cell C, for Vodacom, MTN, Rain? So the subnet mask will help us to identify in which company or for which company that IP belongs to. So the same thing. If you see an IP address, we need to know in which network you belong to. So the subnet mask is used to determine the network in which the device belongs to. So we also did some default subnet mask. Let me check if it's recording. Yeah, okay. The default subnet mask for class A is /8 or this. It means if you see this one, all the IPs belong to the same network. If you see the default, it means they belong to the same network. As soon as you change, for example, for a class C, the default subnet mask is /24 or 255.252. If we change it to /25 or /26, it means you have divided that big network in smaller networks. So when you do such thing, you need to know how many smaller networks you have now, and per smaller network, what is the first IP, the last IP you can assign, and we broadcast. So it's what we're going to do here. So this is an example. Sorry. This is the IP 192.168. So which class is that? Is it class A, B, or C? Question to you guys.
That one is class C.
Why? So who is talking? Your name, please. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Gift.
Yeah, Gift. You said class C. Why? Can you explain to your friend why it's class C?
Because it falls between 168 and 227. I think those are that's the range of class C.
Very good. Listen. So it's very important to know that. So we continue. So now, if I ask you for a class C, what is the default subnet mask? Very good. So the default subnet mask for a class C is /24 or 255.255.255. Listen. So it means if you have an IP and you see /24, it means they belong to the same network or the same room or the same house. /20. If you see the default, it means it's only one big house. We all belong to one big house. If we now
Mr. Mark?
here, yes, question?
No, I didn't catch it properly. That the /24. I was talking to someone here. Sorry, if you can
What's your name?
let me. Trezor. Sorry, call it
So
Trezor. Yeah.
/24, you see default subnet mask.
Okay.
So if a class C, normally the first 3 blocks will never change because yeah, it is how it is. If you ask me why 1 + 1 is 2, I don't know. It's like that. You see. So for a class C, the first 3 blocks never change because it belongs to a network, and the host you see H, you can change. I'm going to show you an example. So because for a class C, the first 3 blocks will be for the big network, we put all ones. That's why it's /24. /24 or 24 ones. For a class B, the first 2 blocks never change. It belongs to a big network. Then we put always two blocks, n 1 1 1 1. Now we have 16 ones. So /6 and for class C. So now, guys, look at a question here. This is a IP. So what? So you say that the default subnet mask is what? For a class C. For a class C, so you see here, identify the class. It's a class C. Now with identify statement 2. So this is the question, and we ask you in which smaller network that IP belongs to, and from that smaller network, what is the first valid host, the last, and the broadcast. So you have such IP in which network it belongs to. So if you see /25, it means the IP doesn't belong to a big room anymore. That big room has been divided in smaller rooms. So if you see a slash that is different from the default, it means the big room has been divided in smaller network. That's why we say subnetting. It has been cut in smaller. So now to find it, we have some steps. Step 1, you must identify which class that IP belongs to. You say class C, correct. Step number 2, identify with default subnet mask for that class. It's /24. You see 24 ones, or 255.255.255.0. Step number 3, now we check this slash in the question, and with default, we can see that it has changed. Then you do the 25 minus the default, it's 1. It means, you see, on top here, we have 24 ones with the default. Now, in our question, we have 25. It means we did 25 minus 24 is 1. It means we did add 1 extra. You see, we have our 24 and 1 extra. So we did borrow 1 bit from the host. Suppose we find the bit borrowed. We did borrow 1 bit extra from the host side. So if you borrow from the host side, it means you have divided your big network in smaller network. Now, how many smaller network? Identify how many smaller network. We have a formula. So to find it, there is a formula, 2 to the power of bit borrowed. 2 to and here we borrowed 1. So 2 to the power of 1 is 2. You did mathematics now. Two to the power, I did borrow only 1 bit. You see, it means now I have 2 smaller networks. I have 2 smaller networks. So you see here, if you have your default subnet mask and you don't borrow anything from a host, everyone belongs to the same network, /24. As soon as you borrow 1 bit from the host, it means you have divided your network in smaller networks. Now you need to find how many smaller networks. You do a formula. We have 2. So when you find these 2, you must now identify these 2. Sorry. You must identify these 2 networks. So the very first networks end with 0 always. So see a question. The first 3 blocks never change. You see, that's why it's here in black. The first 3 blocks never change. It's only by the host. So the very first network, 0. Now this, to find any other networks, we use something called the magic number. The magic number is what? You see what you borrow in the host part, you put it here in your, when you put it here, and you take the last one, you see, the last one is this one, so it falls in 1 to 8. That's why the magic number is 1 to 8, and the second network will be 1 to 8. That's all. So I'm going to give you something to do. 192.168.20.100/24. How /25. How many smaller network you have? Okay, do that quickly, 2 minutes. and we continue. So you just need to follow what we did here now. So if you have such exercise, what will be your answer? So if you are done, you tell me.
Um, yeah, Mr. Max is gift again. Yeah,
Yes, gift.
yeah. I was with you on my calculations from where we borrow because we have got a slash 25 where we borrow one. Then after borrowing one, we put 2 to the power of 1. Then we
Yes.
get
So first thing
2.
first. So give first thing first. Let's start with this one. So that IP, is it class A, B, or C?
Class C.
It's class C, that one.
Okay,
Yes.
you start from there. It's a class C. Step number 2. What is the default subnet mask for class C?
It's 24 or
Yeah. So
2 double
yeah.
5 2 double 5 2 double 5 2 0. Then
Okay.
yes, which means our last number should be 24, but we have
Yeah.
it's bigger than 24. We have 25,
Yeah.
which means we have one extra.
Yeah. We did borrow one extra here to add to the 24 we had.
Yes.
Very, very good. Mhm.
So now we have to identify how many networks. So
Mhm.
uh yeah, at first I did it. I wasn't so clear on where we get to that we put the power of 1 because
Yeah. So this one is a formula.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just copying the from
Yeah.
the example you gave.
Yeah.
So we say 2 to the power of 1, then we get 2. After
Mhm.
getting 2, then we go to our magic number on the table. Then
Mhm.
then we put the first number on the first block. That is
Mhm.
the one with 128 on top.
Yeah.
Then we put our 1 there.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
you have two smaller networks. What's
Yes.
what's the value of the first smaller network?
It's 0. Then the last one is 128.
Now tell me the full.
Okay. It's 192.168
Mhm.
dot 20 dot
Very
0.
good. Very good. You see here, because the class C, the first three block will never change. Uh,
Yes.
2 and 2. That's why it's in bold. You see,
Yeah.
the first three block never change. Now we need to find the last one.
The last one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to find with two smaller network, the very first always start with 0.
Yes.
Now the following one, it's depend on the magic number. You take this one, you put it
Yes.
in, and you take the last one. Your last one is this one from left to right and falls here. It means the
Okay.
magic number is 128, and you put it here. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Now I'm going to give you another one. So how many smaller networks you get from this IP? You take your time, huh? You have 5 minutes.
Okay, let me try this one.
Okay.
Um, all right. Now if we go to our IP address, it's still in class C,
Okay. It's a
which
class
means
C. Yes.
yeah. So our subnet mask, it should
Mm.
be 24, but here we got 26.
Okay.
So which means we have 2 extra.
Very good. So here you do 26 minus the default one. See,
24.
it means
Yeah.
we have 2 here.
Yes.
It means we borrowed 2 bits from your
We
host.
borrowed 2. Yes.
So here
So
you see we borrowed 1
mhm,
here. You see now we need to borrow another 1.
another one. Yes.
See. Uh, oh,
Okay.
1 second. You see now it should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see now we borrowed 2 extra.
2. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so if we go to our formula, it will be now 2 to the power of 2,
Very good.
which means we have 4 ones.
Very good.
If we go to the table now,
So you
which
see,
means
if you take your formula, you clear everything. 2 to the power of
of
2.
is
You see,
4.
you have 4 smaller networks. Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Mhm.
so if we go to to our table, which
Mhm.
means under 128 we'll have 1 at the bottom.
Mhm.
Under 64 we have 1.
Very good.
Under 32 we will have 1. And under 16 we will have 1. And now,
So you see here, gift here.
yes, yeah,
What you should see here, it's what you borrowed here. You see, I borrowed
yes,
2. So it's this number you put here.
yeah. Okay, so oh, it's only that number that we put here. We don't put the power.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was okay. So now if we go to
So now,
our IP,
so now he gives
yes, yes.
from here, what will be? So what is
And our
the
network,
magic number?
i-
So what is
our
the magic number?
our magic number, it will be
So wait,
19.
wait. Professor,
Oh,
professor.
the phone will college.
Okay, sorry guys, I was in a special call. So let's continue with the first one. So as per gift, we borrowed two from the host and we put them here. So can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. So this one, you put it down here. And the magic number is the last one from left to right. So you see, this is the last one from left to right. So this one falls in 64. It means the magic number is 64. What does it mean, magic number 64? It means when you have your first network plus the magic number and you find the second one, you see? And because here we have four networks, what will be the next one? The next one is the magic number plus this one. See this one plus magic number. This one plus magic number, you see?
Okay. Yeah, making it
This,
192.
yeah, the last one is this one plus magic number 192. You see? Sorry. You see? These are your four networks. You see?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, because I was worried where my four networks are coming from. Okay, it makes sense.
Okay. Now we do this one. So you have 2 minutes to do that. Okay, have you done? Okay, let me show you for this one. It's very simple. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got it. Maybe I can I
sorry,
can
sorry,
do it.
sorry. I made a mistake. It's slash 27. Sorry. So check again 2 minutes. It's slash 27. Sorry. So if you are done, you tell me now.
Experience. It's a very inspiring place to do things like this. I think it's a WAP sustainability module around the Lake District. It's a experience, and even though I live in the UK, I absolutely would have travelled anywhere in the world since the UK. I decided to study the MBA because it will expand my horizons, obviously, and make me a better person in the long run. You meet so many people and so diverse, so full of opinions and different perspectives, so it's been great. I am a working professional, which is why I have to really manage the both in life, my personal life balance as well as your full potential. An online master's course.
Are you done? Are you done, guys? So who found the answer? Okay, let me show you. So here, we say this IP /27. So you do this IP is a class C, correct? Gift, are you there?
Yes, it's correct.
The class C, step 2, identify the default subnet mask. It's fine. Now here we see /27. Then here we do what? How many borrowed? How many bits we borrowed? 27 minus now it's 3. It means now here we have we borrowed 3. We borrowed 3. You see. So now identify how many networks. 2 to the power of bit borrowed. 2 to the power of 3 will be 8. You take your calculator and don't guess. It will be here 8. 8 smaller networks. To find them, you take this one. The first 3 never change. And the first one always start with 0. The second one will be 0 plus the magic number. How to find the magic number? You see, you take this one and you put it in your table here, correct?
Yes.
You see, eh?
32 is magical number.
So the magic number will be 32.
Yeah.
So it means now here 0 plus 32. You see, 32 plus the magic number of 32 will be 64 plus 32. You must take your calculator, plus,
Yeah.
plus, and find all your 8 networks. You see.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we let us stop here for today. I'm going to show you something quick. Then yeah, next week we finish with this one. Yeah, because I want you to. So now when you find all these networks, there is something called per network you must find. So check here. So here, for example, we have 2 networks. Now per network you must find 3 things. You see, so these are our 2 networks now. You see, per network you must find the first valid host you can assign to a PC, the last valid host you can assign to a PC, and the broadcast. It's very easy. So you take now, you see the first network, the second network now. So if you take from the second network, it ends with 128. To find the broadcast, you do 128 minus 1. You see. To find the last host, you do the broadcast minus 1. You see. To find the first valid host you can assign to a PC, you do the network plus 1 this time. You see. This is how it works. So if I give you this, if I take this network, what will be one second charge instance. What will be if I take this network, what will be the first valid host you can assign to a PC? What is will be the last valid IP you can assign to a PC? And what is the broadcast? So what are you going to do? So to find them, it's very easy. You see, to find the broadcast, you do the next network minus 1. You see,
What do you mean, minus? Oh, the next one is a
this one
64.
minus 1 here will be 63.
Let 3.
Yeah. To find the last host, you do the broadcast minus 1. It will be 62. Now to find the first valid host, you do the network plus 1. So you see, plus 1, it will be 3. So you see, it means so this one is your ID number, and next thing you have some children. Your the first child will be this one plus 1 until the last valid host 62. If you have maybe a lot of kids, you see this is the number. The broadcast, it will be here, and you see now the next host will be here. You can see. So now you're going to tell me for this network, what will be the values?
Okay.
So what will be the broadcast? So if you want to find the broadcast, you know what?
120, 27.
So to find the broadcast, what do? You take the next network minus 1. You see, to find the last host, you do the broadcast minus 1.
4.
To do the first valid host, you do the network plus 1. You see, and you repeat the same thing for all of them. Okay, so nowadays we can continue this one next time. So check other recording videos. If you go to the channel, I did post all the links last time in the WhatsApp group. So go through them and you can find more explanation. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to give you some tests, some case studies you do, and you send them to me. Okay, guys, I think we are done for today. And yeah, so check the other videos and you'll be fine. It's not difficult. It's by doing the same thing many times.